All right, I think we're live now. Howdy, everybody. This is the Monster Rod Holders Power Hour. My name's Pontoon Jody, and tonight's guest is Mr. Two Stands Fishing.
And we're live.
We're live. And we'll say a quick hello to people in chat. If I can get back over here and scroll it up. We got Chris Everett, Mike Sampson. There's Two Stands in chat. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights, Heidi. Burrito Catfishing Lady. There's Cool Cats Fishing. Retired Ricky Poo. There's Thompson's Outdoors and More, the bait shop out by Watts Bar Dam. And LG Bass, how you doing, Tomcat?
That's right.
Let's see if I got everybody. Let me scroll down. Catfishing Fresno, how you doing? Gene Tillman says, "Sup, y'all." Let's see. There's Shirley T. Thanks for coming by.
What's up, Shirley T?
1 Pound Dustin, the Brown Bee Catfishing. John Boy's Catfishing. Smoky Mountain Catfishing. Bobcat Outdoors. Randy L. Gray Hair Swain. And we're caught up. Thank y'all for coming in. I really appreciate it. Mike Irvin. And Greg Burgess says hello, Jody and Stan. We're going to talk about how Two Stands Fishing has come about, how he got started. One of his infamous stories that a lot of the new people I don't think has heard about, one of his biggest catches. And then he's going to talk about how he uses the monster rod holders. So,
right.
Mr.
Well,
Stan,
I got started fishing way long ago. I got started fishing longer than I can remember. And, that was always a big part of my life. When I was in the military, even, it was, that's the first thing that we looked for is who knew how to fish in that area and, new fishing spots, et cetera, et cetera. Mm-hmm. But, for those that have been around a while know, and the newer ones may not know, but I was involved in a real bad car accident about 15 years ago. And anyway, fractured lower vertebrae and messed up my back, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And, it was a tough time not being able to, I've always been big and did everything, never worried about anything. And then, mm-hmm. Having that happen and you can't walk and you got to ask for help with things. And, you get kind of, you get discouraged, and it got to real bad, real dark, low point in the life. And so anyway, all of a sudden found YouTube lives and started just talking in chat. And next thing you know, it's like, all right, man, that's got me wanting to go back out there fishing again. And so started doing the chats, and then Stan 3 and I kind of, we didn't have a channel then, but we just started going mm-hmm. fishing. And we said, we did a couple lives and everything. And we're trying to come up with a channel name. And, I think it was my wife that said, well, you're Two Stands Fishing. And then it kind of just, it's the number 2. My son's name, Stan 3. I'm Stan 2. So that's kind of where that all came about. And that just, we went with that. And, the rest is history. Then we've been, live every Sunday morning for the past 4 years now. Mm-hmm. Can't believe it's been that many years already.
And Friday night. You got a Friday night show.
Then the Friday night show. Yep. And it's just, and then, of course, all the other little things, the things in between. And
the hosting. Yeah. Hey, Mark.
What's up, Mark? Great to see you. But that was, that was originally started doing it just to get back out there to show people that no matter what situation you're in, just get outside. Mm-hmm. Don't let your situation get so bad that you stop doing things that you love to do. And now that we've been doing it for a while, like I think a lot of the newer people really don't even know where that was when we started doing this. And I say we. Stan 3 couldn't be here tonight. He was gonna do the show with me, but he's out there in a top secret, undisclosed location.
You know, you was talking about you watched YouTube to get through while you was couldn't fish or do anything. While you had, you was basically housebound, which that happens to a lot of us. We have an injury or we get a sickness and we can't get out and do what we want to do. So we need something to fill that time.
Absolutely.
And that's, I did that a lot through YouTube. I went through a time where I couldn't get out and do stuff. Even though I had a boat, I was still, at the house all week and I was by myself. I needed companion. That was my companionship, YouTube.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people don't realize that when they're doing these lives and they got these channels, what you do and say has a big impact on your viewers' life.
Oh, I absolutely agree with that, Jody. And, not only what we're doing, but the people in chat, because, let's say I went to the live that first night and, I'd probably still keep talking, but, some people may come in there and say, hey, I'm new to the channel. And if nobody says hello back or recognizes them, they may just never come back again. So, and you don't know what that person's going through. So just saying hello to a new person in chat, when you say, hey, Jim, welcome. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in, whatever. You'd be amazed how many people, just like you were saying, find YouTube. What's this about? Because they can't do anything else. So absolutely good point.
Yeah, you have more of an impact on people than what when you go live and when you have a show. And I just want to bring that to everybody's point or attention. Always try to be positive and make somebody's day happy.
Brian B said, "Yep, that's why I treat everyone the same. Everyone nice, except that Lisa lady."
Yeah. We got quite a few more come in. 217. I've seen Circle Hook. We got Mark Catfish and Crappie. Anthony J all day. Greg Burgess. I think I did say hello to him. Definitely Brian B and Lisa's going back and forth in Fresno. John Boys. We got real time catfishing. I want to thank him for doing the thumbnail. So appreciate it.
John is awesome. That's right.
Yes, he is. Okay.
And to that point, Jody, just look at the names that you've called out. How many of those people have come into the community within the last year or so? That so it's we're always growing. The community's always growing, and I really think that's how you do it.
Yeah. And if anybody has any questions for Stan, you can write it in the chat, and I'll try to highlight it, and we'll try to answer them as we go. And I'm sorry.
I'm not usually the guest, so this is the time to ask all the dumb questions.
Yeah.
But so that's how the channel kind of started, and then we're blessed to be right here on the James River. James River, Tennessee River, Mississippi, Potomac. When you're on those rivers, a lot of us think that we have the best catfishing river in the country, and we're all right in certain situations. So,
Hey, JG, that's your co-host, right?
That's right. Friday nights.
Let's go ahead and say what your shows are real quick.
All right. Well, we got a Friday night cat chat, and that's changed. That's kind of changed through the things. It started out, I was doing a lot of, we were having the same people kind of come up, and we were just doing different things and talking mostly strictly fishing. And then I was kind of doing that same thing with Creo. We had From Bank to Boat on Friday nights. And then, that's kind of like what Roger was doing with Creo. But, back then I was doing mostly bank fishing. So we were Bank to Boat on Friday nights. Then we kind of, during like the no script time after that ended, there'd be a lot of times where Brian and them would come up and we'd be just hanging out. We'd have Epic come up and we're just having fun, talking fishing all night and, doing different things like that. And then, it's been a while now. I've been doing the Friday night cat chat with JG, And, you know, we've brought some music things into it and cowbells and JG's drums and, you know, the stand jig for
Yeah.
the, we even did that last night during that pop-up live, and
Mm-hmm.
any super chat or whatever would do a little stand jig and you know, tried to make it as much about having fun as it was about fishing and
Mm-hmm.
that stuff. So that's the Friday night show. And of course, that is right before the Pontoon Jody Flathead Challenge, which is just an awesome, awesome show on Friday nights.
Which you helped host for a while.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. When that was getting going, we had Catfish Curtis was out there every week, and
Mhm.
Luther,
Cowboy
and
Curtis.
yeah,
Wasn't
yeah,
that,
and
wasn't that his name?
Cowboy
Cow-
Curtis, yep, yep,
yeah.
and Luther and
Then
Bacon Jim.
Mike's Fishing Home.
Yeah, Mike's Fishing Home. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah. J
that
Dog
was
would come up some.
that was really interesting back then. And then, you know, that show kind of
Mm-hmm.
grew, and I had things come up on Thursday. I think that was when it was Thursdays, right? And
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think I had to give it up because of my granddaughters.
Mm-hmm.
And then you know, so then Dustin started doing that
Yep.
there. But yeah, but that's you know, it's great. It's a great show. You got people out fishing live,
Mm-hmm.
having fun. You're talking about fishing. You're watching people fish. People are asking questions.
Mm-hmm.
So it's you know, another just a lot of fun. And so let's see. So then there's that one. Then we got the stand day, which
Yep.
started out stand three and I fishing by ourselves every Sunday morning whenever we got out there. Usually really early, and then
Mm-hmm.
we'd fish to whatever. Sometimes we'd be live from before sunup till late afternoon, which I'm kind of glad we don't do that anymore. That was a lot. That was a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But so now it's uh, similar to the Flathead Challenge on Friday nights. We got stand dance Sunday mornings. You're fishing with your friends, and it's open to anybody that wants to come out and fish with us. They just got to contact me at twostandsfishing@gmail.com, and we get the same thing. We get the same people, a lot of the same people that come out
Mm-hmm.
every week. But then we get some that come out every once in a while, and we get new people to come in. I saw 1 Pound Dustin out there.
Yeah.
He fishes the James River here with us.
And you do
Uh,
carp also.
and carp, that's right. We allow, instead of having the double emphasis on
Flathead.
flatheads,
Mm-hmm.
you know, carp is, I think more people have access to carp and big carp than they do big catfish. So,
Mm-hmm.
uh, you know, we tried to open that up so that would be also people overseas. They have carp, but they may not necessarily have,
Mm-hmm.
access to catfish like what we do. So,
And that's
uh,
9 to 12 Sunday Eastern time.
that's right. 9 to 12 on Sundays Eastern. And, you know, it was called, I didn't name it Stand Day. I think it was, holy smokes, I can't think of his name now. Blah, 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 blah. But he had said stand day first, and then it kind of just stuck from there, and
Yeah.
just kind of stuck. And like I said, that's been every Sunday. The only time we really didn't do it is if there was another uh,
Tournament.
major tournament or a benefit going on a Sunday. We tried to not go over it.
Yeah.
But now it's tough because I got so many people that unless
Depend
I
on
can't, yeah, unless I cancel it like a few weeks ahead of time.
it. Mm-hmm.
I'll have people already out there wanting the link, and then I feel like a jerk. Oh, I had to cancel it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was, you know, same thing like your show,
Mm-hmm.
a couple times a year where it might not happen, but other than that, it's every single week.
Mm-hmm. Let's get some questions in. Stan, why do you only have one pair of glasses on today?
I can't find the other ones.
We got Circle Hook gifted 5 pontoon memberships. Well, thank you, Clint. I really appreciate that.
Clint is awesome.
Yeah, that's really nice and sweet of you. Clint started a new channel. He's a kayak cat fisherman, got one of the best setups you'll see of anybody, not just kayak. And I think he just got a new pontoon he's setting up to catfish off. So that's going to be awesome. But you can't beat Clint. He does great content. He's really nice. And he's got that cool accent too.
Yeah. Yes, and he's a fun guy, and he is, like you said, As my opinion, nobody more knowledgeable than setting that stuff up and the different camera angles and
Mm-hmm.
and he's willing to help you and talk to you about that stuff and etc. So big shout out to him for that for sure.
Since you worked in the restaurant, what makes Teflon stick to the pan if nothing sticks to Teflon?
Well, that's a good question. Most restaurants don't use Teflon, but
Really?
it's
What do they use? Stainless steel?
yeah, a restaurant stainless steel or deep fryers and things like that. But as far as pots and things like that, stainless steel.
We're gonna try and get on a boat next week. Is what 1 Pound Dustin said. Let's see, Stan. Why is the Tennessee River better than the James? There's a big rivalry between the James and the Tennessee on who's better because it goes back and forth.
I knew that had to be either Bobcat or Daryl. I knew it was one or the other.
Yeah. Thank you, River Rat, for coming in.
Hey, you know what? That just goes to show that I think we both have, two of the best catfishing rivers out there. And any given day, depending on the conditions in that area, it can go back and forth. And when it's been back and forth, it's been close every time. Like there hasn't been any one time where it's been a total like nobody caught anything, and it's going to be like that. I know Daryl was talking about having another James versus Tennessee or Tennessee versus James, whichever, and that would be a lot of fun.
Because we lost.
Well, we've lost too. It's gone back and forth, like you said. So
yeah,
maybe.
Well, technically, we only lost the one time, though.
What's that?
We only lost the one time, and we should have had to lost twice, and that's what got them.
Well, that's neither here. That's a whole other story.
See, that's a rivalry right there.
What had happened was what happened was we ended up having to go based on the totals. There was an uneven amount of teams. So it was whoever won the first round plus whoever caught the most fish kind of got the kicker back into it. So everybody only lost. Technically, everybody only had to lose one. We lost the first one, but we had more weight than anybody else, including most of the winners.
Yeah.
So that's how we stayed in for that, and then we just went right down to the last one, and then it was, we needed one more fish to beat the Potomac, and it just didn't happen.
Someone's wanting to know about how Stan 3 letting the catfish go the proper way in the summer months.
Yeah, that was that short's on our video, but that was during what tournament was that in? That was in
it was one of the last ones I did during the day, and I burned up. It
was on Chad's channel, so it was one of the live fishing tournament league. Oh man, I can't believe I don't remember that.
And what he's was
this is how let me show you the proper way. And so he took it. He's got the fish. Looked like he's going to release it, and just walked towards the back of the boat, and right in the water he went with the fish.
They both went in.
So that's how you do it. And then this past Sunday, of course, Shelby and Sierra wanted to try to release a fish the right way, and so it's a whole thing now.
Hello, Aaron.
And then of course, this year been doing the Live Fishing Tournament League, host for the Live Fishing Tournament Leagues. So that's been a lot of fun. And looking forward to those still. And been lucky enough this year to be host of the King of the Tennessee tournaments this year. That's been a blast. That's been a lot of fun. Oh, speaking of which, I haven't showed this yet, Jody. I was waiting for the right time, but this is
James. James gifted 5 Pontoon Jody memberships. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
That is awesome. I just got something in the mail. Now is the perfect time to show it. 1 second.
Did we put you solo?
Yeah,
Mom and Sons train rails. How you doing tonight? Let me put him solo. Let's see. I got a new laptop, so I'm still figuring everything out.
Hey, there's Muskrat out there. Shad Daddy, how's it going? Mamma Jamma, how are you? Okay. So just got this in the mail from FOA. There we go. We were talking about the King of the Tennessee tournaments.
Appreciate that, Mom and Sons.
And look at that. Freddie always packs everything really good.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
But, you know, the Tennessee, King of the Tennessee, one of the unique things they do is they have a belt that they pass back and forth
Hey, Doug.
for whoever hits.
Did Doug Talley have that for a while?
Doug Talley had the one here from Austin. Doug and his son won that.
Yep.
But with King of the Tennessee, since this year with the live fishing tournament
Hey,
leagues,
Smoky Mountain.
what we're doing is hosting the same tournament on multiple channels.
Yeah.
So to kind of make it a little more interesting, we did a thing where it was going to be King of the Host. Well, it just so happens, here we go. There is the paddle, the King of the Host paddle. And you got a FOA down there, Catfish Sumo. Says King of the Tennessee, champion host. And it says 2 stands, but there we go. So that's the host trophy or plaque that the host, whoever host channel won. So that just came in. Sorry, Dustin, but
that's awesome.
But yep. So now that we're doing there's so many people that want to do the King of the Tennessee. It's going to be an ongoing thing. So the hosts are also getting involved with that, and whichever host has the winning teams, meaning whichever channel has the most fish caught on it, they are the winning host, and they get to pass something back and forth too. So I thought that was a pretty cool idea, and just add a little something to it.
Oh, there's 922.
And we were talking about Stand Day, so obviously 922 is with us there every Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Let's see if I've got anybody I missed through chat or any questions real quick.
Tim said, "I thought that was for your next spanking." Well, that's a good thing as a host. You can say, "Man, I'd love to be fishing this. I know exactly what I would do to win this tournament, but unfortunately, I'm hosting." Burrito Catfishing Lady Lisa says hashtag Team Snag and Whiskers. They did pretty good. They did pretty good, but just not quite good enough.
Said Fresno, him and Stan used to fish together when they first started out. I think someone in Austin. Yeah.
Yep. Tim Molina's out there. I remember when
I missed him.
We were first getting going. We hadn't been doing it that long. Like it was probably within the first few months of doing Stand Day, doing the live fishing. And Tim gets in touch with me on the way out there and asks if we wanted to have a challenge that day. So I'm thinking, sure, we'll do that. We'll do that. And he ended up whooping me that day.
Wade said he's just reliving his glory days. He used to catch river monsters.
Yep.
And when Pound Dustin said that you and Austin got him into his journey to catch a trophy catfish. See, that's what I'm talking about. You have an impact on people.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. And, Stan 3 actually met him like at the river. He fishes the James right here, and Stan 3 was actually talking to him. One day we will be friends again, but they have better. Woo! Wow! Oh wow! So we'll have to do a. It'd be fun to do. Logistically, it would be horrible. It'd be hard to do. But what would be fun to do is if we did a switch waters, and you had to fish. Some of us from here had to go down there and fish the Tennessee, and some from the Tennessee had to come up here and fish the. Now that would be fun. That would be a fun tournament.
Yeah. Thompson's did start a YouTube channel, and they put some content out today. If anybody wants to sub to them and watch it, appreciate it.
Right.
And there's my cousins. Hey, Faye, thanks for stopping in and watching. I appreciate it. She's on Facebook. It's the first time I ever went live on Facebook, so thanks.
Timolina, Timolina saying that story of him whooping me is getting older than the sturgeon story.
There's Roger. James asking everybody to please hit the thumbs up. Appreciate it if you did. And I think I'm getting close to getting caught up again. There's Mama Jamma.
Man, I am horrible with that. I'm glad the
Chad Daddy.
Small water charters just said that. I've got to call. I got to call. We talk a lot, Jody.
Yeah, I know it.
Just ask me within the next couple days if I called Ted.
Okay.
Just if you can remember, because I keep forgetting. I got to call him. There's, we're trying to do some things. I know Ted was talking about maybe,
Hey, Nate.
we'll do a couple of the catfishing channels. So maybe your channel, mine, and him in small water charters. But
I think he said me and you because we're one of the ones that mostly watch them.
Yep. And we do the lives, so it's going to be some catfishing and some bass fishing and vice versa, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Okay. We got reminded to start on the sturgeon story before it got any later, so I won't be able to really answer chat, or I had to interrupt them. So and it's going to take a little while to tell it because a lot of you new people's never heard this story. Every time he starts to say it, everybody shuts them up. Hey,
That's
Steve
right.
Brown.
That's right.
And Dale Hayslip, thanks for coming in. I think I finally went all the way through chat right there. If I missed you, I'm sorry. It was purely accidental.
Yeah,
So let me take that comment off. There we go. And we're gonna let Stan tell the story of the sturgeon. And then after he's done, we're gonna talk about monster rod holders and do a giveaway.
There we go. That'll work. All right. So the sturgeon story. I will keep it relatively quick, but that was Dan, Goober Time Outdoors. Now an awesome guide here on the James River. But back then we were just fishing together. And we used to do a lot of lives and do a lot of things together. That's right. But anyways, so Dan and I were out there doing a live, and we were fishing for hours, and it was hot. It was a hot day out there, and you have those frustrating days, and it's fishing and live fishing are two different things. Hey, Ed Evans out there. But anyways, so we've been doing that, and we're like, you know what? This is just frustrating. We had ended the live. We put the rods up. We're heading to the boat ramp and said, you know what? I got a feeling today's not over. I'm not ready to end it. Let's just go fishing. Have fun. Let's try something we haven't been doing. We were going to try some different things, bumping and, different things like that. Anyways, we're going boom, boom, boom. One thing leads to another. Bam, we're hooked up. And we're not live. When everything's put away, phones put away, everything. And we start fighting this thing. And it is just, it's moving the boat. We think at first that we are hooked onto a potential record flathead at first, by the way it was fighting. It was fighting differently than a blue, but it was fighting really like a flathead.
Yeah.
So we are, what's up, Crapper Day? And, it's hot. And, I've already told you that I have 15 years ago had the really bad accident, and I have nerve damage and fractured vertebrae, blah, blah, blah. So trying to fight this thing, and it is just, and at that time, I was still smoking. So I couldn't breathe on top of everything else. So we're fighting this thing, and man, we're fighting it for like a half hour. And all of a sudden we're like, all right, we got to go live. So we ended up going live. We're fighting this. And now it's just me and Dan because Stan 3 had something else to do that day earlier in the day. So we're fighting this thing. And now we've been live for like an hour. So we've already been fighting this fish for an hour. I've passed it off to Dan and recuperated a little bit. And he's had to, then he's passed it back to me and fight it again. Now it's pulling the boat. It's pulling Dan's big boat around in circles and back and forth. We're going upriver and downriver. And, there's boats now that are all circling around us. And, thank God that they kind of kept an eye on what they were doing because they didn't get in too close and they didn't get in the way. So we're fighting this thing. Finally, like an hour or so into it, we finally get it up to the top. By then we knew it wasn't a catfish because there's no catfish that's going to be able to fight for an hour,
Mhm.
hour and a half. So we get it up and we can see that it's, well over 6 foot long, and it goes back down and then it goes back upriver and it takes the drag back out, and we're fighting and
Mhm.
fighting. All of a sudden we see a kayak coming at us, and it was stand three out of nowhere. He just happened to come to the river not knowing that we were there.
Mhm.
And so he gets there, we tie the kayak up to the boat. He takes the rod for a little bit because like I know I blacked out. Like I literally was, uh,
Mhm.
I know a couple of times in the video, in the live, like you can see me I blacked out. It was just that hot. It was
He
that
was
much of a
spent.
fight.
Yeah.
It was intense. It was crazy. It was like one in a lifetime. Then to have both of them there with me, that was just, intense. Now we're trying to figure out how we're going to get this thing up. So we're by a boat ramp. So we manage to maneuver it up into the boat ramp. We get out of the boat, we get up and we get it. We don't take it out of the water. We get in the water with it because it turned out to be as long as my Uncle Lou Rod's not here, but as long as the 7.5 foot Uncle Lou Rod, which when you
Mhm.
estimate that out, it estimates out to be 222 pound sturgeon. And now people are gathered along the bank, and it's a whole
Mhm.
thing. And people are taking pictures and all that stuff, and we're in the water with it. And then to just have a fish like that, like you could feel the history coming off of it. It was just one in a lifetime type thing. And then we turn, you know, always thinking about the fish, turned to let the fish go and kind of just turned and it just took off. And so what do you do? Then you just swim back to the boat.
Mhm.
And that was just one of the best, especially like I said, I had Dan and Stan 3 with me there. That was one of the best feelings, and that was just an amazing, amazing day. And then to have it live, so all my other friends are there with us also. That was just couldn't be beat. It was just unbelievable.
I watched it live, and I've heard other people saw it in chat where they watched it live, and it was a joy to watch. You know, the thrill of you catching it and just trying to get it in, and you was all taking turns reeling on it, and then when you did get it, and then you got in the water, you took the picture, and it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
it
yeah.
was
And
really
then
awesome to experience with you.
yeah, and then to have people that, like you said, got to experience that and still
Mm-hmm.
and then of course it was turned into, half chat wanted to hear it, half the chat was not hearing it. People are paying super chats. Don't tell the story. Then somebody else will say, tell the story. So you know how that went. I think that sturgeon story
Mm-hmm.
made more super chats on other people's channels than any other story out there. So
I think that was me. It was a $2.22 sturgeon fine.
yes, that's right. That's right.
If anybody said the word sturgeon, they had to pay a $2.22 super chat.
That's right. And every place that I was at, if I was on, and even if I wasn't, sometimes, even if I was just in the chat and it came up, there it went, $2.22.
Yeah. And now that number is everywhere, is what James said.
Hmm.
uh,
It's crazy. It's crazy.
that was back in the days. We used to be a little bit tighter YouTube group. We would we still cut up like we do now, but like we would time each other out and just
Yes. Yeah.
and we didn't get our feelings hurt. It's kind of like a game, because
Hmm.
you would like if you was in someone's chat, they would secretly take your wrench
Yeah.
so everybody could nail you.
And if somebody didn't want to be involved with it, it wasn't
Yeah,
that those people got left alone, and
yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
it was.
There's there's Benoit. There's so many. It's
Hmm.
awesome seeing the name John Boy's Catfishing. Uh,
Yeah, there's Tim. There's
yeah,
there's
yeah,
222 people that can tell it.
that's right. Hey, and even if it's not, if it's close, it just rounds up. Like the past tournament here, uh, the finesse tournament. Dustin, Team Amish, Dustin and Fish and
Mhm.
Fever, they caught a fish where it ended up being 22.14. So I said, it's a 22.22 pound fish.
Ain't
And they
no,
said, no, it was only 0.14. I'm like, no, I'm going to give you 22.14 for this tournament, and you get 0.08 for Sunday's stand day. So there we
mhm.
go, 22.22 altogether. You just find ways to make it work.
Yeah. I need to say hi to Ed Jenkins. He's a Tennessee feller.
That's right.
Appreciate
What's
you
up,
coming
Ed?
in. He does the vets for nets in Tennessee, so that's a good program. And speaking of programs, who are you sponsored by?
Well, number one right now is Monster Rod Holders.
Yeah.
Uh, everything from the best rod holders in the game to my opinion, if you're going to catch, there's other nets out there, but if you want a net that holds up and uh, against some monster fish,
Mhm.
you got that dream of catching that 80, 90, 100 pound fish. To me, there's no better net out there than Monster Rod Holder nets. The HydroWeb 80 or the 150.
Mhm.
80 is a great net, uh, but if you've got the chance, like you possibly could in the Tennessee or in the James or in a bunch of other waters, uh, the 150, if you've got room on your boat. If you don't, HydroWeb 80 will handle just about any fish, and you'll even be able to land that 100 plus in there.
Mhm.
But when it gets, that big, that 100 and whatever, the 150 giving you just a little bit extra room. But as far as durability, you're not going to find a better net than the HydroWebs.
Uh, um, Ryan had a 40. I didn't even know there was a 40. That's
Yep.
surprised me.
Yeah, well, Ryan, he doesn't catch. He catches fish. He doesn't catch that many big ones though. So he can use
Yeah.
that 40.
And yeah, and the net's floating out. That's what Cool Cat said. And you can buy
Yeah,
replacement handles or nets on the online. And he's got a net holder now.
that was cool. That's a definitely helps out because let's face it, it is a big net. It's for landing big fish, and
Yeah.
having that, like you were saying, that net holder to mount on the rail somewhere so it keeps it up out of the way. That's
Yeah.
just a great idea.
Length corresponding and counted up from 212 to 222.
That's right. Hey, if you catch over a 200 pound fish, you can say whatever you want to say it weighs.
Uh,
That's right.
growing up was Stan's favorite TV sitcom Room 2222.
That's
Hey, you
right.
know
That's right.
what? Let's see.
But honestly, Jody, with the things that we've done, we've always had just the smaller boats. Right now, we've got that deep V, and I saw Doug out there. Doug helped us out with. He had a motor that Stand 3 was able to put together with the motor we had, and had that working for a while and stuff. But aside from that, uh, the biggest improvements we've made has been the monster rod holders. Thank you, Ed Evans. Ed Evans was out in chat too. Putting monster rod holders all the way around the boat. That's
Hmm.
been one of the biggest things because you don't got to worry. We've had those other cheaper rod holders and they've broke when the fish have hit. Uh,
There's
we've
the code. If anybody wants to start putting it in now,
hashtag monster, and
you have to have the hashtag for it to count.
and a lot of them you can only have it in one position. In monster, you can have most of them have double positions, and you can even rig extra rods in there, and they're not going to break. It's going to hold whatever fish hits it.
Can
But
you hear
that's
me?
what's that?
I didn't know if I kicked myself off or not with this new
No, I
avatar
think it just took place.
of me. Okay, that's fine.
But yeah, so as far as that, the monster rod holders and the monster net, and that was through. We actually got that through our agent, the best agent in the game, Michael Murillo. But
Yeah.
uh, those are two of the biggest things that we've replaced or that we've upgraded that has helped. by we, and by we I mean mostly Stand 3, because let's face it, I fished a couple times this year only. So,
Yeah.
but in that time, I did catch a 30-something pound striper. I've caught a few big catfish this year.
I think
So,
rod holders is what we're giving away this week.
woo!
And I'm assuming it'll be 2 rod holders.
Well, you will be happy. Whoever wins those,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, in my opinion, best rod holders in the game, and that's what we use. Since we've upgraded to them, again, thank you, Ed Evans. We won't use another rod holder in the boat.
Yeah, my electric bill. That's what you win. But if anybody wants to win a chance at Monster Rod Holders, type in #Monster. Hey, G-Style. And
and
we're going to run it here in a few minutes and see who wins.
and
This is my first time doing it. I tried it last night as a test. So let's hope I do it right.
It looks like it's going right, Jody.
You never know with me.
Well, that's why we get along so well, because you don't ever know. And as many times as we've both been live, we still have mistakes. We still do the dumb things. We still have things happen, and that's just part. I think that's what makes it so fun.
Let's see if we can make it a little different. There we go.
And
#Monsters. Don't forget that. We'll run it here in about 3-4 more minutes. We'll leave it up.
Don't forget, Monster has heck, we were talking about it last night, the anchor.
Yep, I use the anchor on the pontoon. It's the only one I've ever got to hold. And I've tried several. And that's just, for me, that's the only one I've been able to get to hold the pontoon. I'll get it stuck, and then I'll use the motor and pull it out and straighten the tines out, and then bend the tines right back and go back to holding. So it does work great.
And Monster's starting to do some terminal tackle and things like that now, and I think they still have different baits and everything too.
Mm-hmm. Yep, there's got different things added. Yeah. Hey, there's Sharon. Thanks for coming in, Sharon.
Hey.
I missed her highlight. There we go. I really like talking to Sharon. She's a really nice, sweet lady.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we actually, probably there's a good chance we might not even be doing YouTube without Mike Chavez, because when we first came to Virginia, we were fishing the James River, and man, we thought we were the stuff, because we caught the trifecta. One of the first couple times we went out fishing.
Yeah.
We caught a blue channel and flatheads. And man, the biggest one was huge. It was at least 8 pounds. I said 8. So we had no idea the size of the fish in the James. And then we started watching. So we started looking around, and we found Mike Chavez. And that's when we really knew what the James River was, through watching Mike. And, we learned a lot from watching him. And that was before. I mean, we're going back a while, and we never really, that was just kind of watching some videos like what you do on YouTube. If you don't know the live community, you look up how to do stuff. And that's how we saw Mike. But
Give away a great sandwich. I don't have the rod holders.
That's right.
Catch a fish and get a fish sandwich.
I can make my own sandwiches. I won't make as good a rod holder as Monster can make.
Yeah.
What's up, Kevin Baker?
How you doing? And if you want to get in the giveaway, it's #Monster. We're fixing to give away 2 rod holders.
Speaking of names that we've seen for a while, Kevin Baker, been out there for years with us.
Yeah. He just had some heart problems, and he's doing better. So thankful he's back in chat. We got Ed Evans. I don't think I said hi to him.
And I got another really quick, funny story about Miss Sharon Chavez there, and I felt horrible, Jody, horrible. We were live fishing with Mike Chavez, and I was like, man, this is like, I'm like, woo, like fanboy, because like I said, he was like who we first saw fishing the James River, and so
Yeah.
we actually were fishing. He was fishing a stand day with us, and we're down there. This is great, and I set my phone, my tablet down on the battery. Well, little did I know, I was just saying about, we've been doing it a while, but we do stupid things still.
Yeah.
My battery was timing people out. It timed out like half of the people in my chat, including Sharon Chavez, Mike's wife.
I remember that live.
On live, yeah. And timed half the channel out. Oh, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that live.
Oh, God, that was horrible.
Oh, I've been known to time a few people out accidentally when I fall asleep.
Not you, Jody.
Probably my most embarrassing moment was Palmetto had a tournament and I was watching. I fell asleep and I started timing people out, and he had to take my wrench. And then I woke up and I'm like, and I started just saying hello to everybody, like nothing happened. They're like, she's awake. And then they tell me what I done. I about died. Oh.
And I got to talk about Steve real quick. Big shout out to Steve, because I also get to host the Catfish Cook-Off, which both of us have a little something to do with.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Jody won the Catfish Cook-Off last year. I've been doing it a few years now, so big shout out to Steve. Here I was, get a call from Chris Flores. Hey, Steve is looking for somebody that would be able to host the cook-off. And, they got to be able to talk in front of people and, talk about fishing and try to keep things interesting. And Chris says, I know you're a little shy. You think you'd be able? And I'm like, think I'd be able to do it? Of course I can. So, and since, Steve has treated me like that, and you'll see Steve at CatCon. Don't forget CatCon, February 21st and 22nd, or 22nd, 23rd this year. You don't want to miss it. And Steve will take the time to talk to everybody. Doesn't matter who you are. And that's just, I think that's what's awesome about Steve, that he will take the time to talk to everybody out there.
And if you're wanting to do the catfish cooking this year at the conference, let Stan know. He's going to be over it. Might be some changes this year. They're looking for more participants, and he can let you know what you need to do so you can start preparing.
Well, thank you, Jody.
Mm-hmm. And I think we're going to do this giveaway.
Let's do it.
Okay. I need to make it solo, right?
There you go.
Okay. And now I'm going to hit draw.
There you go. You got it. First try. Who's it going to be? Rito, catfishing lady.
That's awesome. Hey, Annette Esmond. Congratulations. They're fixing their pontoon up. So that's just perfect.
That is absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Hey, Rebecca.
They actually got some rod holders off of me. 8 of them, I think. So that's gonna at least give them 2 more. That'd be plenty, where they're not fighting over rods. 5 for him, 5 for her.
There you go. Yeah, I'm surprised that Stand 3 hasn't got more, because he was like you with he had 14 rod holders out there that the boats would go by. They used to call them the SS Hedgehog or Porcupine.
They call mine a spider's nest.
There you go.
Weaving my web.
And I see Beck out there. So much money. Blah blah blah. Oh, good. It's only 20 after 7. It's funny stories. When we were talking about you just getting started with things. Big shout out to Becca, because there's another one, first live, doing it overnight, and my phone dies, and I'm thinking, oh well, the live ended. It's I got nothing else to worry about, so I went and got something to eat. I'm doing that. I go up into bed and charge my phone. And I'm going to check the numbers to see, okay, well, how many views did I get? because we're just getting started with it. And I
Yeah.
see still what live? What's going on? So I go up there, and there's Becca still up there talking. The bad part was, Jody, is she had more people there when I went back than when I left. So I don't know what that meant, but
That's cool.
but yeah. So thank you, Becca. Ended up being like 13-hour live, our very first
Mhm.
overnight, our very first live, just
Yeah.
from the house talking.
Yeah. Let's see. We got 721. I would like to thank everybody who gave this memberships out and everybody who was a member to the channel. I really appreciate it. And I want to thank Stan for coming up tonight.
Well, thank you for asking, Jody.
And for Mr. Douglas for giving the rod holders away.
That's great.
I think he said maybe a net next week. So.
Ooh. All right. I'm going to be glad. That's going to be one of the times I'm glad I'm not hosting or a guest, because I'll be in chat.
You can enter for it. Yeah.
That's right.
I don't have my bouquet in this room with me. I'm in the kitchen. I'd have to leave Stan all alone and go get it. So I'll show up Friday night. I'll take it with me on the boat.
There you go. And love the flag hanging right there behind you, Jody. God bless America.
Yeah. And thank you to the veterans. You're a veteran, so really appreciate it. All you done for us.
Well,
sacrifices you made and still making.
Pleasure. Yeah, you don't realize the small things. Like I worked on F-16s, and I still, like right now, I have a ring, what I call it tonight, the ringing in the ears. The jets were so loud that even with ear protection and stuff, like I always have that high pitch ringing.
Yep.
But that was small compared to. Sorry, I get choked up with.
That's okay. I really do appreciate you being my friend, Stan. You've always been there for me, and I thank you.
Well, thank you, Jody. Same to you. We've had a pretty good friendship.
Yeah. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and close out. If anybody got anything they want to say real quick. I think everybody's about ready. You do have the next show will be Muskrat Adventures. It starts at 8, I think.
Yeah.
And has he got Ted on tonight?
I believe he's got Ted. Last time I spoke to him, he had Ted for the next couple weeks. So that's going to be great. Yeah, you definitely bring a notebook if he's talking, because there's some.
Thank you, Sharon.
I missed the last part of it.
Stan, you're an amazing man, and we love you.
I got the emotions on the sleeve. Give me goosebumps. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you. I'm going to be blushing. I'm going to be red as my shirt in a second.
I appreciate everybody, all the nice comments and stuff. I can't highlight them quick enough, but I really do appreciate them, and it makes me feel good. Thank you. But
absolutely,
I ain't in it for that. I just like sharing my experiences, and I love fishing. And like I said, I know there's people at home that can't get out and fish, and that's the main reason I go live.
I agree.
That way they can live through it.
And I just like that's why I try to laugh, try to do the dad jokes, even though I know they're not funny. They're so not funny that's what makes it funny.
I know. Sometimes they're funny, but not often.
And that's what makes it funny, because then somebody gets to throw something back and it gets the whole thing. Yeah. I just like I was so down for so long that I like being myself again and being up and trying to keep that trying to get some positivity around, because Lord knows that there's enough negativity out there today. So
oh, did you see my hand just then? I woke up. I must be sleepwalking. I woke up and I got this stain on my hand, and it won't come off. I didn't have it when I went to bed.
Oh my goodness!
And it won't come off. And I don't know. I thought maybe it's suntan, but I don't got nowhere else on me. I thought maybe I got a big handprint or something somewhere, but no.
Oh my
I
goodness.
have sleepwalked before, so I thought,
Oh
"Ugh."
no,
I
that
got
could be
into
bad.
it. Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and end. Like I said, thank you, Stan. Thank you, everybody in chat who come up and watched and
Are,
chatted and
are we gonna make this
shared.
show officially over? See what I
Yep.
did there? Officially over.
Officially. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Most of them aren't funny.
No. That was tuna late.
Hair
That'd
dye, hair dye. Yeah. Oh yeah.
be
Well,
black if it's her dye.
yeah, yeah, could be.
All right, we're going to end it. Bye, everybody.
Deuces.